everyone, I'm Sanya. Welcome back to another vlog. It's been a long time since I've done the last vlog, I know. But yeah, and we have got short hair now. Anyway, so I am back with another vlog. I had posted about this vlog on my Instagram page a few weeks ago. Because I am a screenwriter, and for anyone who doesn't know, I have a professional account on my Instagram. And ever since two of my short films have released, many people who are emerging artists or emerging filmmakers have connected with me on that page, and they have their queries that how to pitch to people in this industry, how to network, what if I have a story, where should I give it, and how did you start out in this career, and all of such things. So it's been a long time since I was thinking that I should share my learnings till now with you guys, because be it work meetings, be it the first experiences, or be it anything, I have my share of learnings in this field till now. I still have a very long way to go and a lot of more things to learn. But till now, whatever I have learned, I can definitely tell it to you guys, because honestly, when I was starting out, I would have given anything for a little bit of guidance, because it is very chaotic to like be a person who is trying to enter this field and have no idea what to do and how to do and where to go, who to reach out to. So yeah, I look back at myself and I feel like I just did what I felt right. I reached out to people through however, whichever way I could. But I would have liked if somebody had such a vlog uh, for me when I was starting out. So I would like to make this vlog today. In future, my learnings will increase, my experience will increase, and I will share more such things with you guys. But till now, whatever I have experienced, I'm going to tell it to you. So this vlog is about that. So let's go. Also, this vlog is mostly for writers, emerging writers, but it also has many points which might be relatable to a lot of emerging filmmakers as well, no matter what job role you have. So you might as well stay till the end and figure out yourself what works for you. So the one question I get asked the most is, what qualification do I need to be in this industry? So I have done mass communication from SK Somaya College. It's called BMM in multiple colleges, but in our college, this course was called BAMCJ. And if you look up in colleges, if you look up their courses and degrees, you will find a lot of degrees in media field, a lot of different titles related to media field. So you can check those out. How it helped me is that I got all the theoretical knowledge about screenwriting and films, because we had films as a subject, we watched a lot of films, we discussed about a lot of films. We were taught all the theoretical things about screenwriting, about how to write a script, what is the format of a screenplay. Everything in detail we had learnt in college. So how that helped me was, after college I did not have to take another separate course for screenwriting or another separate workshop for screenwriting. I already knew the basics, I already knew the theory. Now I needed to take practical experience. So then I started assisting a writer director. I directly started working. So that is the benefit of having a bachelor's degree in a media field, where you can learn about films, where you can give exams, where you can also learn about writing. So that is the benefit. So if you are in a position, you have just passed out of junior college and you want, like, you're sure you want to enter this industry, then any media related courses which will have films as a subject, which will make you take a specialization in films or make you learn about writing, theory, everything, that you can choose. But if not, if you are not in that position, then you can also do a screenwriting course. There are many screenwriting courses online, offline, online, any way you like. So you can choose one of those, and you also get practice through it. Like, I remember back in college we had an assignment of creating our own short film. So such things help us. So if not a bachelor's degree, then at least a course that will help you to at least practice your craft a little and get introduced to the softwares, get introduced to the style of a screenplay and everything. And then after that, you can assist someone, you can start with that, or you can pitch your own stories to people. I assisted a writer and director from Pune. and I did my first short film with him. And why assisting helped me was because working with an experienced person makes you learn a lot of things from their writing, from their craft. It improves your own craft because you always have someone to challenge your thoughts, to challenge your writing. So that really helped me. Number one, writing is not just typing. It might sound basic, but there are many people who still think that, likhna hi to hai. They just think you have to just open your laptop and start typing, and that's what they call writing a screenplay. It's not just typing, it's much more than that. It's a lot of mental exhaustion, it's a lot of emotional understanding of complex human emotions. You need to really understand the layers of human emotions, you need to really understand how to write a layered screenplay, you need to understand characters, world building, everything. Like, there have been times where I write a very heavy emotional scene and I end up feeling exhausted. Like, I end up feeling what my characters are feeling in that moment. I end up feeling their emotions, and that really exhausts me emotionally. So, you get so involved in your story, your mental energy gets used so much in your story. So, it's important to know that writing is not just typing. You need the skill to understand human beings, you need the skill to build a world, you need the skill to um, sit through a lot of mental work, emotional work when you're writing a screenplay, when you're writing dialogues. Number two, this is a very important soft skill which I think many people do not have, being able to incorporate feedback in your writing. You can write the best script that has ever been, but even the best of scripts go through changes, even the best of scripts go through edits, modifications. So if your director or producer gives you changes and you are not able to incorporate them well, you are not able to grasp the feedback well, it is not going to work well for you. If you want to be a professional writer in this industry, you have to get used to incorporating feedback. So, there are multiple drafts of a story. What you see on screen is never the first draft. The first draft is always something different, and the final draft is a lot of modifications, a lot of changes, which are for the good of the story, which are for the better of the story. But yeah, you need to incorporate a lot of changes. So, what I suggest is like write a mock script or writing and give it to your family, give it to your friends, and see if you are able to incorporate changes that they suggest you. Because writing a fresh script is much easier than adjusting or editing something in an already existing script. Because when you're writing something new, you have full freedom, na? But when you have to adjust and edit in an existing script, then it becomes tricky because then you have a limited box where you have to edit it. So you need to have this soft skill. You need to be able to incorporate feedback. Another thing that I want to specifically mention is that writing is a very slow process. Like there are three stages of filmmaking, as we all might know: um, pre-production, production, and post-production. So pre-production is where the story gets formed and the script changes happen and the script gets finalized, script gets locked. Then the whole team is formed, all the team members are on board, and production is where the shooting happens, the execution of the story happens, and pre-production is the editing, marketing, everything, and finally the film gets released. Now this is a very long process because a lot of people are involved, a lot of job roles are involved. So from your script getting written or from your story getting conceptualized in your head to the film being released, it's a very long process. So you need to be really patient and you need to really accept and come with the mindset that this is going to be a slow process. Create a self portfolio. So before you enter this industry, you need to have a few things that you can pitch people yourself. So it can be a short film, it can be a web series concept, it can be a full blown feature film script if you have the time to do that. But you need to have at least log lines of concepts that you can pitch people. Log lines are basically one liner concepts, like your whole concept you're explaining in one line. So you at least need to have a detailed summary of your story or some things in your portfolio that you can pitch to multiple people, Because if you just tell people I want work, then nobody is going to respond well. You need to have something to give them. Work with credible people. They don't have to be famous, they don't have to be working at a larger scale. They can be non-famous people who are working at a smaller scale, but they need to be credible. You need to be able to trust them. You need to know what work they have done in the past, what background they come from work wise, and what are their future plans with their work. You need to know everything. Don't blindly trust people here. Check what work they have done in the past. Check if their work, if their background work is something that you really like, that you really can respect. So work with people you will like to collaborate with. Next is, in the initial phase of your career, you need to accept lower financial returns. And this is especially in the film industry, you need to be okay with that. Sometimes you will work without pay, but if possible, don't work without pay. Even a nominal pay is okay, but try to like ask them for at least a nominal pay in the beginning. But yeah, it will be low in the initial phases. We just need to accept that this is not like a corporate, where there is a specific salary every month. Or if you are comparing yourself with your friends who are in corporates, do not do that, because it's not the same race. It's a very different race. So you can't compare two different races together. No, it's a very different marathon. Do not even compare the speed of your financial returns. um, of course, it is important, and you should ask for pay. You should not be okay with exploiting yourself, but expect that in the initial phases, people don't trust easily. Like a director would not trust easily that this is a good writer, or like, the trust building needs to take some time. That's all. You need to establish yourself a little before expecting like higher amounts. So that's there. This is something my college professor had taught me. Uh, like, he used to always use this phrase in the class: show, don't tell. So basically, what this means is that if your character is feeling something, instead of plainly telling it to the audience through dialogue or through screenplay, show it to the audience. So, for example, if a character is angry, then instead of saying it through dialogue or instead of saying it in the screenplay, you will show his fists clenching, his toes tapping restlessly. So show, don't tell. That's a great advice for anyone who wants to write a story, because how you portray characters on screen really matters, because it becomes more relatable to the audiences when you show what the characters are feeling rather than telling it and spoon feeding the audience. Be true to yourself. Do not copy anyone's style. As a newcomer or as a fresher, we try to write stories like the legendary classics, or the most favorite films we have seen in our life. Don't do that. There's no need of doing that, because everyone has a different style, everyone has a uniqueness inside them. So find what is your way of writing, find your style. It might not be quick, it might take you some time to figure out your own style, and that's okay. But don't start out by copying other people. Start out by writing a story that genuinely matters to you. Give your characters a world, even the side characters. Give them a world of their own, give them a life of their own, give them a background of their own. Don't just give them empty dialogues. Nobody likes to watch such characters, because then they are not relatable if they don't have a world of their own. Even the side characters need to be relatable. So give every character a world of their own. You write better with experience. You do not write perfectly in your first go, in your first film, in your first short film. Maybe the first time will be imperfect. Maybe it will have a lot of shortcomings. Maybe it will have a lot of loopholes. But your writing will get better with time. You just have to trust your growth and trust the process. Being shameless when it comes to reaching out to people. Ask for work shamelessly. Do not hesitate to take follow ups from people. Do not hesitate to reach out to big people. Do not assume that they won't reply just because they are biggies. You never know what happens. Be shameless. So, here's an unpopular opinion. It's a great advice to write out of your comfort zone, but only if you have explored your comfort zone enough. Now, what does this mean? Many people might advise you that you should not write the typical stories. You should write something different. You should write something extraordinary, something out of your comfort zone. But it's only a good advice if you have explored your comfort zone enough. So, for example, writing stories about nostalgia, romance, or rom-coms, family dramas, all this comes very naturally to me. Okay, writing about human emotions comes very naturally to me. Yes, I want to be a writer who writes about stories that are horror, sci-fi, or mystery, suspense, thrillers, and all such things, which are completely out of my comfort zone. And yes, I want to write them, and I am also working on them. But before trying things out of your comfort zone, ask yourself if you have explored your comfort zone enough. Because what comes easy to you might not come easily to others, which means it is a skill you have. Writing nostalgia stories is coming easily to me, but that does not mean that I should underestimate it and ignore it. Ulta, I should write stories of nostalgia, because if that is something that is coming easily to me, then it's a skill I have and I need to use it to the fullest, right? So use your skill, use what comes easily to you to your benefit. Don't ignore it just because you have it. Don't underestimate what comes naturally to you. Explore it well first and then write out of your comfort zone, because that might be your USP. Who knows, that might be your biggest strength. Write things that you would enjoy as an audience. Impress yourself before you try to impress others. Because what I've realized is, usually when you are impressed with your story, when you have full conviction in your story, then only other people believe your story and other people start believing in the potential of your story. But if you are only not confident, then it becomes like very less chances of anyone else showing confidence in it. So you need to trust your story first, you need to be proud of your story first, and you need to write something that you will be impressed by as an audience. Like, if you were the audience, would you be impressed by this story? Then you pitch it to others. I have written multiple sections in my diary, but I'm not following any sections. I'm just mix and matching points as and when they come to my mind. So the next thing I had written ki I will talk about how to pitch, because many people ask me how to pitch, where to reach out. So mostly I reach out people on social media. um, I reach out to them on social media, I reach out to them on email. Sometimes their emails are even mentioned on their Instagram accounts. And till now, reaching out on social media has worked for me. Like, we are very lucky, like we live in a very lucky generation that we have the privilege of just sending a text message and getting back a response. We are very lucky and we should use this privilege. So please use social media for reaching out to people, or email, both. Firstly, as I said, have a self portfolio, have something to pitch them. But also, you can tell them that you are ready to learn from them, you are ready to assist them or work at whatever capacity possible. Basically, you need to have like a learning mindset. Don't go there with a mindset ki they should take my story, they should accept my story. Have a mindset ki okay, they might not accept your story, but they might be ready to give you a learning experience with them. And that also should be okay with you, because in the initial phase of your career, you need to have a learning mindset. So like, even I would love to assist my favorite directors and writers, because that will give me so much learning experience, you know so you need to have that learning mindset. When people see that, oh, he or she really wants to learn, they are open to learning, so they, like, that is a very great green tick that they have. So yeah, be open to learning and people will probably like you and want you on board for a project. Be clear about what you want to do in this industry and what you don't want to do in this industry. Like, whenever someone asks me, what kind of a writer do you want to be, my instant answer is always, I want to be a film writer. Now, does that mean I don't want to do OTT? Does that mean I don't want to write theater? Does that mean I don't want to do short films? No, of course I have done that and I love to do that. But my goal is, I want to be a film writer primarily. So that goal needs to be very clear, because all your choices in this industry are dependent on what goal you have in this industry. So that's very important to have. And the most important thing, do not get sad by rejections. You will get multiple rejections, and sometimes, like, not sometimes, most of the times, you will just be ghosted. They will just disappear and stop responding to your messages. They will not even give a proper rejection, and that hurts even more. But don't feel stressed or sad by rejections. Don't try to define your worth by how many people reject you or reject your work. There will always be someone who will be ready to give you that experience. There will always be someone waiting for you. So keep going and have a lot of patience. Like, if you want to sustain in this industry, what you need is patience. um, and you need to take follow-ups from people. As I said even earlier, don't be ashamed or hesitant to take follow-ups, because sometimes people are just busy. They might have just missed your message, or so you just need to be okay with taking follow-ups. Be used to that. And even after that, if someone is not okay with it, not liking your work, not accepting your work, or just not replying to you, it's okay. Reach out to someone else. There's always many people to reach out to. So don't give up. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I think I have covered most things. Some of your main questions I have answered, but if you have any more questions, do ask me in the comments. I will try to answer them. And as I learn more and as I'm on this journey, I will keep learning more things. And I will keep making such YouTube vlogs more and more in future. Bye. Something that I have really experienced is life surprises you, and it really does. It has to me. You never know which door will open for you. You never know what opportunity comes to you. You never know who will respond. So about rejections, this is what I actually wanted to say, that don't get dejected. It's just those people might not be for you at that particular timing. Someone else might be, and you just never know what door will open. You really never know. So keep trying.